Yeah, someone has to make fun of us. Chat, that's not an invitation. Here we go. Time for our finals here of our pro singles bracket. Bryan Langley taking on Joey Johnroe in this one. I'm Nick DiChiria, joined by Will Stuart on the call.
Joey making a fantastic run here on this loser side. We mentioned it, 7 legs on the spin here. 7 legs, 7 matches on the spin for Joey to get to this final. Going through quite the names to get here. Ian Hansen, Austin Braswell, to name a few.
He had to go through the Florida gauntlet with him and Rich Sturbins as well.
Yep, Stephen Phillips. So pretty good trek.
And of course, Bryan Langley, like we said earlier, probably our most consistent player of the day on the pro board.
Douglas said, I heard there was an invite to make fun of you guys. Actually, there's a party in Nick's room, room 247 tonight, folks. Head on down.
I can't wait. I can't wait to give you guys. I'm going to leak our room number at EDC, and we're all going to suffer together.
Don't do it.
I'll do it. You, me, and Sean are sharing one room.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be some adventure. I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna be pretty crazy.
You gotta insert that one in there.
Oh, Bryan does a good job of finding shoot. Whoa! Ooh. They somehow kicked it, but Watch it out. Perfectly went back into place. That's actually kind of impressive.
That is very impressive that it didn't nudge completely out of the way. Still some pretty good thuds there, so we do apologize for that, but we'll get it confined for future streaming.
Back-to-back big rounds from both these gentlemen here. Joey does set himself up at the 1-2-1, challenging the throw of Bryan early on in this one. Bryan's going to need to leave a finish here. Going to be looking for at least a ton, but really you need ton plus. You want to get this to 2 dart range. A 157, so bare minimum on the assignment there to leave a finish. So Joey, opportunity here for the 1-2-1.
Traditional trip 20 route.
Yeah, he's frustrated after that first start there, but 157 is a big ask, so there's not immediate pressure. He needs to try to tee up a good finish here and kind of recompose here. Does do so.
It'd be a big ask. Can he take it out?
Not going to go. So Joey Johnroe will have a big moment here to get the jump early on, but of course it reverts back to the race to 3 format here. So there's plenty more time. Joey looking for double top here to get the first leg on the board.
Yeah, what a shot. What a leg to do it. 38.54 for 1-0 in his favor.
And currently just
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, just to give you guys a quick peek here, what we're looking at. Looks like Allison is pretty much just about set to take this here 2 straight, but we'll keep our eyes on that one.
Just a reminder, Bryan is your king seat holder, so we'll have to be double dipped here in this final. We got an earthquake going on in South Carolina. We're going to have Nick just make a quick run out there and make sure we're good to go here with this camera. Make just a slight adjustment if we need to. So once again, we do apologize for that, but that's part of streaming. All been there, all done that. Thankfully, I think with the advances that we've made in the streaming community, people pretty much know where the cameras are located nowadays. They try to avoid them. Players have been very good about that, which is just tremendous help. But Joey right now needs to capitalize here, needs to find it. And he's got this 1-0 advantage, but wants to find as many legs as possible, get this done for the first dip as quick as possible. Kind of give Bryan a little uneasy tension, a little uneasy thought.
Uneasy Tension, one of my favorite bands.
I thought that was your nickname.
No, that is
Get
not.
Nickname, get it? Ha 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 ha.
Back to the match.
Great time to hit me with that.
It was. So I went out there to investigate for those that are curious. I was like, man, the camera's getting kicked a lot out of nowhere. And there was a lady watching the match. She had her foot up against it. She was like leaning against it with her foot on there. I was like, hey, maybe just not have your foot there. She's like, I didn't even realize that's what that was. So all good there. Do appreciate you guys' patience, and hopefully Will was really nice while I was gone.
I did say it's mostly, the players kind of know now, or have come to, and most of these tournaments are getting streamed. They know cameras are going to be around, and they know kind of where they're located at. So thankfully we're good on that one. But some of the spectators are still new, and maybe you're not looking up, but looking down at the ground and not focused on that. So it's okay as long as we got it working now. That's quite all right.
Absolutely. Is Mike Patterson in the chat here saying, is this the Open? Yeah, so this is the pro bracket here, but it is this would be the true Open event because you can play this as a pro or a non-pro. Is Joey Whitehorse nails it. Wow, great call.
What? Yeah.
Does get it in there. Great Whitehorse from Joey Johnroe. Guys, I promise you, I'm trying my hardest in commentary today. But yeah, Joey going up potentially up to 2-0 in this is going to be a little bit of shell shock for Langley. We're going to see if he's able to get this 15 closed and then move on to the Bulls with a massive lead. And Langley, I mean, when he's doing good, he's in the 6s. When he's struggling, he drops to the 4s here. And right now, he's just struggling at the wrong time. Does nail 2 Bulls in there, but not enough to change the needle on this one. Joey's going to go ahead and clean this one up, and then we get to move back on to 0-1 because, again, it does revert to that race to 3 format since we're back in the winner's bracket here. One more Bull needed. Joey Johnroe does not get it here, but no immediate cause for concern. So now Langley, all he can do is hit 5 Bulls and pray. 5 Bulls is the minimum on this turn that he can get and have a chance in the leg because it would get him the point lead, but does not go. If you guys are curious, Will unplugged his mic and we haven't been able to hear him ever since. Joey Johnroe at match point in this one.
You got me back?
Hi, Will. How you doing?
Well, I was sitting here chatting with you for a minute because I reconnected and everything was good, and then I guess it just Didn't sink.
If it's
Whatever.
going to be honest, I wasn't looking at your camera, so I just was like, oh, he probably went on a salted peanut break. That's what I thought happens.
No. I must have nudged my mic and it powered off, and then I plugged back in. Was thinking, all right, I'll be good to go, and full minute and a half, 2 minutes of commentary for nothing.
I'm sure it was some of your best work yet.
Yeah, you are BSing there, sir.
So let me ask you this. Right now, Joey, do you think he gets this first set in his favor here?
It's looking true for him. I mean, Bryan, it's kind of in a difficult spot because you sit for a little bit, but especially when you get to right off the spin like that for Joey, it just puts a little uneasy tension in your mind. And I mentioned that's what Joey wants to do. He wants to win this just 3-0 and get it done, because then your opponent's kind of on the back burner. You've got the advantage your way.
Yeah, right now, I mean, Joey just kind of riding a wave of momentum, and sometimes it's there's a blessing and a curse to get sent to losers bracket early in your run, because on one hand, the odds of coming back just are lower. There's so many more matches that you have to survive, so many more tough situations they have to get through. But on the other end, it makes you lock in and just makes you kind of focus up and execute every leg well, and that seems to be what's happening here with Joey, just kind of taking a heater.
Well, right now, Bryan has a little hold of this leg. Joey needs to capitalize and have 3 triples. 3 big ones, I mean.
And kind of going off the margins in the last turn and carrying into this one as well. So it looks like if it does happen, it might not be in this leg, as you expect Bryan to leave a finish here.
So it will be Allison Palumbo, Catherine Aites in the queen seat matchup for our women's singles bracket. Valerie Bragg, Amanda McConnell, and Kristen Palmer, Dawn Lewis playing for a chance into the top or the 5th, 6th place matchup. Jordan Hudson and Robin Rogers await there.
And we will be getting that queen seat match after this final concludes here.
So lots of darts still to come here on USA Darts, as well as BullShooter. Stay right here. Keep it on the tube, folks.
They'd go trip 18 to try to hit the double 18 on the last with 2 darts and 90. Instead, it's just going to focus on teeing up. Gets down to 60 here, and Joey can only hope to hit a big turn here. Needs a ton plus, and then hope that Bryan misses if he wants to try to get this 3-0 win. More likely, Bryan getting this leg here, and we'll have to challenge the throw of Joey in the next leg of cricket.
Yeah, I can't set up a check, so this one should go in favor of Bryan. Yeah, 2-1.
Plenty of room on that double. Not quite yet.
That's a tricky one, though. You put it so dang close to that triple, kind of makes you go, ooh, a little bit.
You know, I got to say, one of my least favorite sounds in darts, and it's not because it's a bad sound, but because the sound is so good at making me feel bad, is the outside on the double noise. Every time I hear that, it makes me feel so incredibly frustrated. I'm like, yeah, I know I missed, okay? Yeah, it lives in my nightmare. I will say the old Cougar Valleys back in the day, whenever you would hit like a trip 18 and go dun 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 dun, that noise is my favorite noise in darts.
Double 10 it is. He's gone in on it numerous times. Might as well capitalize and collect the leg with it. Bryan Langley on the board here in this final.
Here's the thing, though. Joey was pretty dominant in that game of cricket, and it's usually the game where I feel like we've seen his best starts so far. I'm curious to see if that translates here, because he has a throw. Let's see how much he's able to take advantage of it. Just the 3.
Yeah, just 3 is not what you want to hit there. You got to capitalize at least 4 or 5. You would feel.
And it's not even about anything other than really you just don't want Bryan to get the momentum back. Joey still has all the momentum in his favor. It's starting to slow down and kind of equal out. What you don't want is Bryan to catch the heater because he has clearly shown that his top gear is something to be reckoned with. Joey's kind of pulling those darts to the right here, though. Not as tight as they were earlier. You need more aiming fluid.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit more aiming fluid would do.
That's it.
Same thing kind of happening for Bryan, though.
And they're both catching a cold streak. It's one of those hand-in-hand things where as soon as one person starts to light it up, the other person will follow right back in suit with it, too. You just want to be the person that starts hitting first.
There you go. Getting back on track here.
And I like to stay on the 19s there. Normally that's a move where as Joey just goes ahead and hits a 9 mark there. It's normally a situation where after that first start trip, he would probably want to do the 18-17 and go for the white horse like he did earlier. But because he knew the last couple of turns were a little bit of strugglesome, he decided to stay and collect on the 19 twice. I think that was a smart move and it paid off well.
Yeah, clutch 9 at a clutch time here for Joey as he hopes to gather this leg and force a double dip.
Oh, catches the wire on the 17 there. He stays and catches the other side of the wire there. Definitely still feeling the frustrations. Bryan here needs a 6 mark to regain the point lead. Really looking to try to fill it up, though. As Heather says, say it whenever the 9 mark is hit. Every time it reminds me of that scene in Shrek where it's the kid just going, do the roar. I'll do one for you next time, Heather. I got you.
Just no.
No.
Well, not Sean here, so that's why.
I love it when she tunes in. Heather, you're one of the best.
Don't worry, I got the next one.
You got the next one?
Give him the old sweep in here. The old broom goes the.
Do you remember
Here
one of the...
we go. Broom goes the janitor.
It's an 8 mark. That's a perfect broom.
Exactly. Sweeping on in.
Oh, I remember, well, the first time you and I commentated Soft Tip together was early on in the CSC Season 1. Sean had to miss out on a match, and you and I were there, and I remember I was a lot more nervous to be on the comms back then. Do you remember how I called, like, the second or third ever 9 mark I got a chance to call?
Nope.
Wham, bam, peanut butter and jam is what I said. And then I believe I said, take 2 slices of bread and make that a sandwich, is then what I followed it with.
What a terrible line from Nick DiChiria. Well, 1 bull away here is Joey. That is absolutely an atrocious call.
I got to pull up that clip at some point. It makes me crack up in the CSC records.
Oh, my.
Joey here, 1 bull, like you said, will get this cleaned up, and then it resets to a second set. I'll be honest, Joey just has the momentum, and if he carries it into the next set, this could be his to take. It's pretty rare to see a true double dip in the pro side.
Wow, that's crazy. It just automatically kicks it on over.
So they're just going to go ahead and reset. Should already be logged in and good to go. So they're going to just hit start here. They do diddle again at the start. So we'll see who gets the start in the second set here. And it still will stay with that race of 3 format, by the way. It does not revert to the loser's side format.
Yeah, it should stay there.
That looks like
that's center bit.
Yeah, so you can pull it to try to go for a tie.
Grabber says, get that stuff out of here.
And Joey said, you hit the middle hole. Give me a chance to tie it. Does they having a laugh over there? Yep, right there, Joey, but not quite. So here we go. Jokes aside, Bryan Langley here will get the start, and now it's a question of will he return to the form of which we had seen out of him, or will it dip down and stay in where it's been? I'm going to be honest. I think Bryan kind of gets a little bit of a reprieve here, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, slather on the peanut butter, slather on the jelly. Here we go. We got a PBJ coming your way. You're welcome, Nick.
Oh, incredible stuff, Will Stuart. Incredible. What? This is why you're the best in the business. I don't care what they say about you. I don't care what they say.
A little play on your garbage. You just
wham bam peanut butter and jam.
Wham bam peanut butter and jam. In first start.
Oh, Joey Johnroe starts off with a Shanghai to get things going here. 120 on the end. Now Bryan going to be in close pursuit here after having 3 on the outside.
Yeah, good conversion there for him.
96
in.
It's effectively given the throw to Joey, though, since Bryan did have the throw. So, if anything, you're feeling pretty good if you're Joey right now.
Well, we do have a king seat set in the non-pro men's singles. It's going to be Patrick Gibson taking on the General.
The General?
Don't know who that is. Yeah, don't
know
who
quite
that
the name.
Is. Certainly is. We'll have to find out the actual name of that individual so we can present it to you folks.
I will give a shout out as it looks like the amateur brackets really started to speed along now. It was dragging a little bit early on, but looks like it's doing pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's really kicking now. This is going to progress fairly quick from this point on, I believe. They really kicked it into high gear.
Love to see it. Absolutely.
And I think that's just with, here's the thing is you have the pro bracket, you have the non-pro, and then you have the women's as well. So you place a certain amount of boards into those brackets and then allow it to play out. So your pro and your women's will get done pretty quick, and then once those boards open up, then you can shuffle them on over to the non-pro side, and then that's when things quicken up for you folks that kind of don't understand that process.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun process to see. And also, it's cool to see how the room starts to empty up and people, start to take advantage of the fact that there's more space. In fact, the staff took advantage of it. They decided to run a blind draw out there, it seems, with 26 teams in it, by the way.
Oh, that's great.
A little bonus.
Awesome.
I always tell people, I know you never actually attended a BullShooter in person, but for the longest time what it was that there was a Friday. I know, we're working on it. There was always Friday night blind draw. That was like the main event on Friday. And instead they decided to go ahead and axe the Friday night blind draw. And in turn, we've been getting more tournaments run because of it, more blind draws. I mean, right now, I've got a chance to play in a couple of them, and I know a lot of the people that say they missed the blind draw. I'm telling you right now, come to a tournament, you're going to get more blind draw action than you ever got before at a BullShooter stop.
Love it. Joey looking to grab a stranglehold of this leg. About does so, but falls into the trip 5. Leaves that 1-2-5 number. Now I'm going to suggest bull there from the start.
Yeah, and Joey's pretty good on his routes here, so you kind of expect him to take advantage of that. We'll see it. We'll see how he does the approach here. Both of these shots are bull first shots, by the way. Joey Johnroe for leg number 1 and a break a throw. 1-2-5. The 20s.
And that's why you start on the bull. Oh, I thought he was going to collect. Same thing here for Bryan though. He's got to start on the bull.
Exactly. If you collect the 25, it gives you a chance to go up to the 20 to go back for the 50. We'll see how he approaches this, though. He agrees. Trip 20 for bullseye.
Oh, man.
Oh, both of these guys, great attempts at these bull first combination 10+ finishes. Incredible.
Yeah, two fantastic looks. Both missing by just a little bit. Question, if you want to play in this tournament, do I need like a league average or stats? No, you don't.
Nope. You can literally play in this tournament right now. And the pro list is only designated if you have a tour, a BullShooter Pro card, and if you're on the A or AA list, that is decided by if you get top 3 in an event at a regional, or top 3 in an event at Chicago. So that being said, yeah, anybody can play in these regional events, and I highly implore you to do so, as it's some tough competition out there.
Yeah, you definitely need to attend and make a run here. I'm looking forward to Omaha.
Omaha.
The Nebraska stop in March.
Omaha. The land of Brandon Neal and Peyton Manning.
Pulling out my best Peyton Manning there.
That was a great job, Sheriff.
Thank you. Bang, bang.
Well, Bryan only starts off with a 3 mark to get things going here, and this is Joey's first true lead in this final, as he had to win that first set. So he's getting that 1-0 advantage to jump off here, and it's going to be quite the battle. So that's an impressive dart to get underneath those two. Googie bringing up a great point in the chat here. The pro at regionals only applies to the men's side, not the ladies. That is true. So if you're on the pro list and ladies, you still get to play in the ladies event. You don't have to automatically go to said pro event. You could. No one's stopping you.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? You could. Carolyn will beat up on a few of those men.
Oh, she definitely would. She did it at a few events that I've seen her play at. She's done it at a few events I've seen her play at, I should say. There you go, Bryan. Big trip 19. Over to the 17s.
Yeah, so far, Bryan doing a good job of controlling his throw in this leg. Joey not really challenging it so far. So he's going to need to find a number to drill for his own right. Does get the 18s here.
Yeah, I'm thinking Bryan wants to try to make a statement here in this leg and kind of build some confidence for the rest of this match. Make this 1-1 and make this best of 3 worth it.
Exactly. And if anything right now, all you're thinking, if you're Bryan in this leg, is, okay, I have the lead. Just get nice, good, steady rounds. Yeah, of course you want the explosive, big momentum swings. But right now, just getting that good 4 mark there in the 17s, collecting 3 marks at the 18 on the next visit, stuff like that is what makes a difference in a final like this.
Agreed. Good 6 there. Only a 3-5 here in this leg, but keeps him kind of right there with it. Oh, what a big shot. Shuts that door on Joey and forces him to the 16s.
Yeah, he's going to need to drill deep in this corner pocket here. And he's just catching the wires to left, right, and center. Not quite there.
I've said it numerous times before, and I'll say it again. You can save your whole match on the 16s and 15s, even if your opponent's on the 20s. You just got to find those 7s and 9s, and eventually maybe they fall off. But this is going to be a tough one for Joey.
Yeah, you don't expect him to come back and it's like, but he needs to bed the 9s and then hope for a bad round from Bryan. That's your only real out here. Well, hold on a second. All right, step 1 completes. Wham, bam, peanut butter and jam for Joey.
Oh my gosh. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
Way yeah, way yeah.
All right, we just got to roll with it from now on, Nick. That's your new call sign.
That's my new one. That's a huge last start for Bryan. If he did not find a trip on the last start, Joey had an opportunity to go for the big 8-mark close there, or 7-mark close there, excuse me. Wow, this is a little interesting though. So Joey here, what he needs to do, two trip 15s and then try to grab a close, right? You're staying on for 2 big shots and then slowly chipping away at your opponent here. In this case, did not find the trip, so he had to stay for 5. 66-point difference is all that separates them.
Yeah, but advantage still in Bryan's hands with the 20s, 17s open, but there you go. There's your door opener.
Joey's going to try to grab. Honestly, since Bryan's kind of abandoned the 20s the last 6 starts here, I would start 17s here. Grab the 17, grab the easy dart on the 16, go for a last dart on the 20. Go for the big power swing right now.
Guy says, no, that shouldn't stick. Pretty please.
You can see first dart does not go into the trip. Immediately bails out to the 15s there. Now, the counter argument, the only other approach there would be also starting a single 16, get the guaranteed close. Is more effective than hitting a single 17. But the problem is you just don't want to commit to the shot unless you close all 3. So that's why you start at the 17 there. Or technically you normally start at the 20. It just, the preference from Bryan is what made Joey choose that number. Back to the same situation for Joey now. He's going to just try to continue to chuck away, get a point lead at the 15s here. Maybe chip at a number if he gets a 6. And that's a 7 mark there. Joey Johnroe, good shot.
Yeah, that's difficult right there because you want to take a shot at least at one of those numbers, possibly even the 16, just to 1 mark close it, but you're kind of tempted just to stay there, and that staying there is going to pay off for him. Here we go, Joey.
Another big swing. Coming in hot.
Try to make this 2-0, and that is so tough to come back from if you're Bryan Langley.
Let's see what Joey has in store for us here. This is going to be a big moment in this match. This time goes up to the 20s, the challenge. It stays and doesn't collect. I don't agree with it.
16s are back to the 15s here. Yeah, 15s it is. Hammers in a triple.
Yeah, big fine on the trip 15 there. I don't know if I'd like the shot going up at the 20. If you either go at the 17 because at least a single gets you closer to an X, or you'd start the 16s there. Mike Patterson bring up a great point. If you hit that 16, it would have given him an opportunity to close and go for points in the next round. So, this is a tough situation. And now Bryan's snapping back into it, finding a 7 mark. This is getting Joey's done a good job of fighting back, but also at the same vein, he hasn't hit the darts that he's absolutely need to hit on the closes.
This is just a great leg here. Pressure back and forth. Some massive darts.
That was the first time Joey's gone to the 15 where he didn't find at least 1 trip.
And that could be the one round that cost him here, because now Langley can just take the straightaway look at the 15s if he so chooses. And he went 17s first and then over. I kind of think he should have just went at it.
I agree.
It's difficult. It's difficult because it's not as difficult as a shot coming up here. Talking what 4, 5 mark.
Right, and here's the thing: if let's say Langley went 15s for the close, if worst case scenario is he takes all 3 to close, if that happens, it left Joey an opportunity to go for the 3 closes needed to make it 4-3 on the Bulls. So that's probably what he was trying to avoid with that shot selection there. And now Bryan gets to approach up, single 15, and then just pound the points here to go ahead and get a leg on the board in the second set. Good shot there. Slightly interesting, trip 17 versus the trip 20, just because it didn't actually, it's right at 50 points, so trip 20 would have added a bull there, but no harm, no foul either way, as you expect Bryan to go ahead and take this and get a leg on the board, making it 1 apiece here.
Yeah, this should go 1-1 after this, but not too fast.
As he says, bless you.
Yeah, it's that last start savior. Good stuff from Langley.
And now Joey does get the start in 0-1.
That Palumbo 8's match hasn't started yet, or it has started, it just hasn't got a score line to it yet.
Yeah, we were trying to wait to get the queen seat match until this was completed, but just with how long this, it's only running long because we're into the double dip, 1-1 apiece. We didn't want to accidentally cause a little bit of a hold up in the bracket, so they're just now getting that first leg started here as the 5th, 6th matches are just about done. So just a heads up on that one. We will tune in partway through, or if not, we'll get the 3rd place match there for the queen seat.
Yeah, because it looks like Amanda McConnell just got the job done over Jordan Hutchinson 2-1. And then on the bottom half, you got Dawn Lewis up 1-0 on Robin Rogers, someone who we've seen on the stream a few times already. So there you go from the women's side. Yeah, go ahead and let them play, and we'll be squared away for a 3rd and a final in that one. The king seat on that non-pro side is on hold, but there's a reason why. It's because on the back half, you're still waiting a match that's in that 9th through 12th position, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly. And of course, we try to catch all the seat matches if possible. Just sometimes the timing doesn't work out. And right now, kind of looking like one of those days where the timing has not been too favorable for catching the seat matches. But on the bright side, we get to catch a lot more finals and 3rd places this way.
Yep.
Well, Bryan only got 20 on the end. Is going to need to correct here. And I got to be honest, and I'm really happy to see that he's firing away at the 20s here as he finds a 180 on the dartboard. But going into looking at the last leg there, he started switching off his 20s into the 17s instead. It's one of those things where I'm wondering if there was a mentality thing of like if the 20s are feeling harder to hit than normal. That being said, clearly I must have been wrong because he finds a 180.
Bryan needs to keep the pressure on here, though.
And won't be able to get to a finish in this visit. Just a 60 on the turn. Interesting there, just because you just, after the 180, kind of just almost expected him to just pop in at least another 100 there. Joey's going to more likely leave a finish from this position, but needs to be careful. You don't want to accidentally blow the advantage here. Like saying 17 to 15 transition easier for some people. I agree. That being said, I don't think that's why he was doing that there. I don't think he was doing it for a 3rd dart switch to the 15 because Bryan was kind of more so playing the strategy of get a big point lead and then go for the close.
So about that, Joey does not leave a checkout look. Bryan will. That's a 1-4-2. So I'm wondering how Bryan will attack that route when he returns. I don't know if he's a 17 shooter or not, so we'll find that out here in just a moment. But Joey, attack this and bring it down as low as you can go, brother.
Yeah, he needs to put pressure on it just because Bryan can absolutely nail that big checkout if he needs to. The 1-4-2 will be the look. Either 6-17s to move up to the double top or trip 20, trip 14, double top. Couple different ways you can go about it. Trip 20 double bull to double 16.
Yeah, 20s is the route he elected to go for. Trip 10 here.
Should be. Beautiful setup there. Joey needs the 104 to hold his throw here and get himself to match point advantage. If not, Bryan will have match point advantage for the first time in this final.
Almost 500 folks still joining us here for our BullShooter Regional in South Carolina. We appreciate it. Will Stuart, Nick DiChiria on the call here. This is your finals of the Pro Singles Combo event. Bryan in 32 for 2-1 here in this double dip set.
Over to the 8s he goes and nails it there. 2-1 up, gives a little bit of a fist bump of celebration, knowing he's one leg away here.
That's big, especially after, that first dip is thrown your way. Just got to kind of build your confidence and hope for a good finish here in the second set. And yeah, to find yourself at a 2-1 advantage, that's going to feel nice.
I think they're having a little confusion. If you're curious what the interaction was, they were just seeing if it reverted to best of 3 and like, wait a second, we didn't diddle. And then Joey's like, no, listen, man, it's okay. He does not sound like Kermit the Frog. I don't know why I did that voice.
That was what I was to say. Okay, Kermit.
So, yeah, no, it is now to cricket here. Joey needs to get this leg to send it to a last leg decider. If not, it is all over here in the pro bracket, and Bryan Langley will be your champion. Let's see how this one shapes up here. The momentum has shifted, and after that 2 mark open, it's completely in the favor of Bryan if he hits a big in.
That really is difficult for Joey. Bryan trying to take advantage. Palumbo up over 8s, 1-0. That women's queen seat match.
Did not hurt too much. Bryan only finding a 4 on the end. 5 mark is the target line here for this turn. 4 19s and a single 20. That's a good marker. Right under the wire. Should be able to stack into the trip on the start. Pulls it down. Not even going to be able to look at the 20s now. And another 2 mark shot. If I'm Bryan, I'm attacking this 19 right here, making those 2 marks basically null and void.
Yeah, somewhat of a surprising finish there after the first start from Joey. I expected what you said, a little bit of a stacker dart coming and incoming there, but the grouping just wasn't on his side, and back to Bryan we go.
And big collect on the last. It was a little risky the way he shot that there. If he didn't hit the trip on the last, it would have left Joey a potential big swing there with the X on the 20 and the 19. But does not matter now. Joey is going to need a drill. There's an argument here if he hit a first start trip to go close and try to reset this match a little bit. But this is the. I think Joey's feeling nerves or something here. His form is not nearly as tight as it was earlier.
Yeah, it goes right back to the 20s. Can't blame him there. I think when you're at this point in the match, points is your best friend for Bryan.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there. Yeah, I'd like the shot from Joey right here. Just go for the 5 mark. And it does collect there. Absolutely punishes Bryan. And now Bryan is left with the opportunity. He needs to find a 6 mark, right? Close the 17s, close the 18s is going to be your target line for this shot here. And Joey put himself in a significantly more favorable position than where he was at, where, that was good play there.
Yeah, I like the start here on the 17s. Has to stay. Ooh, barely converts on the 5.
61-point difference here means that 4 18s is needed before the point lead's regained. You expect Joey to stay up for all 3.
No, he's looking.
He wanted to go for the 7 mark. That was because again he only needed 4 to get up. I think if anything, Joey's just feeling uncomfortable, maybe trying to just get this leg done and over with one way or another. But I don't agree with the shot selection there. It just leaves Bryan an easy opportunity for a 4 mark if he wants it. Mike Patterson saying this is a pro finals. It's kind of a gift from both of these guys. Threes and mid-20s don't usually cut it. These guys were playing significantly better than that before this final, it's one of those cases where one player is struggling, so the other one is as well. And don't get me wrong, you're not wrong. When we saw Kenny Doyle, Alex Spellman as the final in Florida, it's of a different standard, right? Or the Mike Maloney, I want to say Eric Bobzine final, or maybe it was Bob McCoy, one of the Bobs. Final in Rockford, you get different qualities of finals. I will say it. This pro field is one of the lesser stacked ones. I think it was way more wide open and even here. And these guys are just taking advantage of the fact that they had a little bit of bracket luck, but also the skill to be able to earn their spot in this final. It's no easy feat, as we see a big Wham Bam Peanut Butter and Jam.
Of course, you end it with that. No, I agree. I mean, they're both kind of getting away with it here. Throwing these averages, but yeah, I think that it is unfortunate. You want everybody to pull out their best effort here, but you never know. Still more to come, hopefully. But Bryan right now has the advantage, 303 to 198. Needing just this one leg. Big 18.
Not quite over yet. Joey's going to have to dig real deep, though. He's going to have to pull out something special here and find a big 9 mark on the 15s here. Put the pressure back on Bryan. We did see him fight quite well on the 15s previously. As pulse check on the chat, they heard Wham Bam Peanut Butter Jam, and all of a sudden they're coming back. We know my fans are out there. We got Mike Redman. We got Thomas Williams Clement. We got Stevie B.
I think they are just more confused than anything about your electrifying Wham Bam Peanut Butter and Jam.
We agree it's
call.
electrifying.
Yeah, no thanks.
Don't be a hater.
So it does look like they... no, we'll be all right. Joey's got, he's electing here the 16 route. He does have the 15 still open, but wants to work on another wedge there, just try to get him back as close as he can.
Yeah, Joey's done a good job of putting a little bit of pressure on this. If anything, if I'm Bryan here, I'm thinking trip 15 trip 17 single 15, and then go for the big swing at the 16. And he did basically do that mentality there since he didn't trip the 17. He decided to go back. Joey has an opportunity here. This would be a big one. Oh, not going to be able to regain the point lead. Let's go ahead and close. 44-point difference here means that Bryan closes the 3-16s to leave Joey the shot at 5 bowls for the win to save it. Bryan favored in this one.
Hey, you've got to go 16s here. Triple the start. How about a double single for the win?
Well, Joey went for that shot to leave this one opportunity with the single 17, right? 5 bowls, one time on the one time. If not, Bryan Langley going to be your champion here. Be tougher now. Not going to happen today. Bryan Langley, 2 bowls on the collect here, Will.
Yeah, that first start made it really difficult.
Bryan Langley, everybody, does get it there and gets it done in style. You can see Joey immediately out there, arm extended and a handshake and some respect between these gentlemen here. Beautiful stuff from Bryan to kind of show some resilience against Joey, who was really in full force there.